Hello, guys, and welcome back to another weekly analysis of Bank Nifty and Nifty. So, in this video, we're going to talk about Bank Nifty and Nifty on a daily time frame, and also we're going to see how it's looking on a weekly time frame. And after that, we're going to see how the price action for the both Bank Nifty and Nifty was for the last working day, and if there is any key takeaways from that price action from the last working day. We'll also see that that's the last Friday. Okay, so here what we have in front of us is Bank Nifty. So let's start with Bank Nifty. In the Bank Nifty, earlier we have drawn this, okay, based on these two reactions. Okay, we had this drawn, this blue trend line, this blue color line is drawn already based on these two reactions. Now, to call any line as a trend line, you need to see not two but three. Until you see a third reaction, it is going to be a tentative trend line only. So in this case, just so first of all, we are in a daily time frame. Okay, so all these candles represents a price action of this particular instrument, that is Bank Nifty, on a daily time frame. So here, this candle is our last day's candle of from the last week. Okay, and here we have this big green candle, and you can see that, see, this blue line is touching this green candle's bottom. That means as soon as the Bank Nifty opened on this particular day, it's quickly, it took support. It doesn't mean that, if you already have drawn this blue line, it doesn't mean that it is going to take support uh, for 100%. It may fail sometimes, but in this case we have this tentative line drawn already, and we can see that it has taken support this time. Okay, let me change the color, and now we can see that it has taken a support. We can see that in the form of this big green candle, and it's not only a green candle. If you combine these two candles and see, it is, sorry, not the third one but the last two green candles. If you combine these two candles and see, it is very obvious that it is a bullish engulfing pattern on a daily time frame. So a bullish engulfing pattern is a bullish reversal sign. So what's supporting this bullish engulfing pattern is the location. Okay, so the location is also in the favor of this pattern. So we have it happened, this bullish engulfing pattern happened at this key location. Okay, that is at this trend line, and excuse me. So now, even though it is a bullish sign, you also should keep this in mind that there is this zone below this already, okay, which is a major support level. We have drawn this with, by taking this as reference. Okay, this weak portion, okay, this weak portion as reference. Okay, we have drawn this portion. So for you to believe that this bullish engulfing pattern has no meaning, for you to believe that, you need to see a close below this, the bottommost portion of your bullish engulfing pattern. So until that, it means that we have already seen bulls has taken over this bears on this candle. So it is looking, okay, all these signs are looking positive for the Bank Nifty. Okay, by which we can see, you can take that, but it is already taken down, right? So I'm taking that as high, this as low, this as another high, and you see now it has given us a very good indication. Now this should go towards, this should usually go towards the upper side, but Bank Nifty or any instrument for that matter, uh, you should always have some protection. So that protection is this line, the bottommost portion of this bullish engulfing pattern. So anytime any close that you see below this pattern, then you should come to a conclusion that there is some doubt in the upside momentum. Okay, so I hope this is clear as of now, and let's also switch on another indicator, that is volume, and you can see that, see, the volume is almost at your previous day's candles level only. it's not drastically down, but it's slightly down. So you should wait for, if you see one more close up of this, then it's a very good sign. But as I said, this should be, there should be some parameter which should tell you that we are wrong. So in this case, this red line is that limit set towards, when the market is going towards the downside. Beyond this, you should have, uh, you should be skeptical about the moment towards the upper side, and you cannot immediately take uh, any position towards the downside from there, because we have uh, we have this support area again. So you should have patience. But as of now, things are looking little positive. By looking at this, we can say that things are looking little positive on a daily time frame, because it's a bullish engulfing pattern happening at a very important location, and it's a very good sign towards the upper side. But you should be prepared to see, because all these gaps, all these gaps, this gap especially, okay, this gap especially, all these gaps are going to act as a minor resistance for the bank nifty while going towards the upper side. Okay, so keep that also in mind, and then take action accordingly. And also, uh, let's try to plot another indicator quickly, that's moving average, and also see how things are looking here. Okay, I'm just unchecking this EMA and WMA. We don't need those, and even here we don't need this many. Okay, we can have only these two. We can set three as red to complete dark, and this as blue, which is fine. So now we will set that to 200, and we'll set this to 20. Okay, so now if you can see this, okay, now this might look little confusing, so let me remove all these drawings that is drawn. Now you can see, according to the moving averages also, see, first of all, this moving average is not looking that great. It's looking definitely great at this section, because it is very inclined towards the upper side. But whereas here it is slightly towards the upper side, but it is not, it's not standing like this. Okay, but you can see that this red candle has tried to push the bank nifty towards the downside, but immediately this green candle has given us the close above this. Okay, so it's, I cannot say that this is positive, because the moving average slope is marginally okay. So because now we are at very close to this 200 line, see, earlier you can see that it has taken a very strong support here at this location. Excuse me. So from that location, it has continuously raised. Okay, you see, similar thing happened here. Okay, initially you have seen a breakdown towards the downside, but then this green candle has given us some hope towards the upper side, and it reached that level. So now we have to wait and watch with this green candle whether we are going to again see that level, because this is not just any other level, it's all time high in the bank nifty. So let's wait and see what's going to happen in the market. But that is it about the bank nifty on a daily time frame. We have covered bank nifty on a daily time frame, by the price action itself, by the trend line, by the candlestick pattern, by the volume, and also we have seen it with the help of moving averages as well. Now let's do one thing. Let's change the time frame, because we are going to start a new week right now. For that reason, and also this video is about weekly report analysis, right? So let's look at this weekly chart. Now all we have done is simply changed our time frame of bank nifty from daily to a weekly time frame. Now as you can see, earlier we had this as a swing high. Earlier we had this as swing high. Look what happened last week. Okay, a couple of weeks back. We're not talking about this is the current week's candle, and this is the week before. Look what happened there is Bank Nifty has tried to come out of this, but it has failed to give us a close there. Instead, it has formed a doji. This is all the body of this doji is almost towards the bottom, so it can also be called as it is close to something called as a gravestone doji, which is a negative sign, and that is coming at an all-time high, and that is coming at a resistance level. All these are uh, indicating that you know we may see some downside momentum, and that is what has happened this week. I mean the last week, the fresh week that has closed. Here, as you can see, this blue line is derived, we have drawn this from our daily time frame. So the same blue line, we have not changed anything about this trend line. So at this point, you can see that even on a weekly time frame, this is slightly taking support exactly by touching this, and it has seen some rejection, which is a good sign, but we cannot say that it's extremely bullish. So I'm removing that. Okay, and removing this as well. So even though this is close to a candlestick formation called a hammer, it's we cannot take this as a bullish sign because we are at a resistance level. Okay, and here we haven't seen a strong green pattern. Of course, this is some sort of rejection from this portion of the weekly candle, but we cannot say that it is bullish because we are very close to this resistance level, and we cannot say that it's bearish as well because it is given us a 70% almost 50 to 60% of this portion of this candle towards the downside is rejection from the bottom side. So it is not that bullish like it is looking on a daily time frame. On a weekly time frame, things are looking the momentum towards the downside is looking little settled, but we cannot say anything spectacular about this candle. We cannot say that we are going to see an incredible upside moment. We don't see that sort of confirmation here on a weekly time frame. And moreover, if you want to just check it with the, let's also check it with the moving averages this week. Excuse me. Yeah, as you can clearly see that your 200 period moving average is down below, and your this blue curvature line that you are seeing is your 20 period moving average. So we can say that here it has taken support and it is slightly rising, and now when the price action is here, it is definitely it has taken some sort of support from this as well, but we are sandwiched between this resistance and this support area. So in case if bank nifty is coming down, you have to keep an eye on this trend line and also this moving average on a longer picture if you are following in a very big time frame. And also, as you can see, this is a volume is trying to tell us some important aspect of this bank nifty. That is, see, this green candle is standing with a higher volume than the previous 2 weeks, but as you can see, as we are going towards the downside, volume is showing little uh, you know uh, doubt. Okay, it is not rising, it is declining. The volume is declining as we are going down. So we have to wait and see. It is not that strongly it's not that strong because as you can see here, it is a bearish engulfing pattern, and you have a higher volume than your previous week. Even then it sustained there. So this level is very important. This level is very important for the bank nifty on a weekly time frame. So to summarize about the bank nifty on a weekly time frame, it's looking moderately okay. It's not looking bearish, it's not looking bullish, but on a daily time frame, it's definitely, excuse me, yeah. So but on a daily time frame, it is looking bullish, and we have also spoken about what are the levels that you should pay attention to if you want to withdraw your opinion about this bullish pattern. Okay, and that's it about the bank nifty. Let's talk about the 5 minutes chart of bank nifty for the last working day quickly, and then let's change our chart. Let's change our instrument to the Nifty. So let's quickly see. So this blue line is nothing but the trend line that we have drawn from the daily chart. As you can see, this is our first candle, right? Your first. Let me take the volume now. Let's see our chart clear. Yes. So your first candle itself is a hammer, which is a reversal pattern, which is coming after a downside momentum, and that is coming at a very important location, this trend line. And your second candle has given us an extra confirmation here in this case, because it is a bullish engulfing pattern. So from there, okay, so from there it has never seen back on that particular day. Of course, we have seen some minute pullbacks. So starting from there, okay, we have seen some pullback, and we have seen a rise, and we have seen a pullback, but then we have seen another rise, a small pullback, and then a rise, and then a pullback, and we have seen a close almost at that level. Now if you notice, okay, right here it is almost looking like a flag pattern. Those who have missed all this momentum, there was a chance for them to get into the trade at least here. Okay, uh, this is a clear breakout, and then after this big trend day here, you don't need to wait for any confirmation. So it's a good sign. And also a small thing that you want to pay attention to is this, which is coming from the day previous, that is we're talking about Thursday. So this trend line is drawn based on Thursday's price action, but look what happened. Bank Nifty has exactly stopped at that level, and it has seen some correction. And because we are towards the close, it's almost around it's beyond 3 o'clock. We couldn't pay much attention to this, okay, because we are almost to the closing. But also notice what happened earlier, okay. See here, for example, this is a good momentum, and then you have seen a pullback, you have seen a green candle at this level, and from there you have seen a breakout. This is also a good opportunity. But after seeing this pullback, some might have had some doubts, because if you take this as a resistance area, see, if you take this as your resistance area, you haven't seen a confirmation candle, but what we have seen is a pullback and then a green candle, right? So that's okay. That's why I've marked this. So this is very good sign, very clear breakout. And forget about all that. If you still want to, let's assume that you have not traded all this. Of course, this is a very good location. There is no reason for you to stop yourself from this trade, okay. And this is a very good chance. But even here, the moment you have you saw this red candle, you can pretty much clearly put this as your target. But then your risk versus reward ratio was not that great here, okay. So this was a brief explanation about post market analysis of the Bank Nifty for the last Friday. And it's going to be very crucial, because this range is so huge. This range is so huge. Next time, if you see in the coming days, if you see Bank Nifty opening in between that top and this bottom boundaries, then we can expect a lot of confusion, a lot of sideways momentum. So you should be prepared for that as well. Okay. So I hope we have understood and covered a lot about Bank Nifty. Now let's change our chart to the Nifty. And yes, here we are in the Nifty's chart. So as usually, just like we did with our Bank Nifty, let's start with our daily chart. So the same situation there, it's a black line, here it's a, sorry, there it's a blue line, here it's a black line. So let's change it to blue. And we have this drawn earlier based on the same, these two swing reactions. And look what happened. So in our post market analysis video before, we have discussed that, see, this is at this level, but the Bank Nifty at that time, okay. So let me quickly change the chart. Yes, this is the Bank Nifty chart. So the Bank Nifty was still not there at this level. So we discussed about that point back in our earlier post market analysis video from April 18th. On April 18 we discussed. So we were rating Bank Nifty also to come to that level in that chart. So what happened was Bank Nifty did perfectly fine with that chart, with this trend line. But with the Nifty, you can see that it has opened below this trend line, but it has closed into this trend line, above this trend line. And Here in this case, it is not a bullish engulfing pattern. These two candles put together, here it's not a bullish engulfing pattern, but it is also an important reversal candlestick pattern called a piercing pattern. Okay, and we have all these videos in our channel, candlestick patterns playlist. If you want, you can check about piercing pattern, bullish engulfing pattern, all of that explained in a greater with a greater detail, and also with a lot of examples from the live chat. So this is a piercing pattern which is a bullish sign after a downside momentum, and even in this case here you have your location also at your favor. So that means here this is looking positive, just like bank nifty on a daily chart. Okay, and here extra point is here it has already taken support from this zone. So this zone is drawn from based on this wick, and it has already touched that part. So on a daily time frame, nifty is looking definitely positive, but things to notice is this can be the all-time high, and if you want to believe that this is your view is looking I mean, you have to come out of your bullish view only if you see a close below that or a close below this. Okay, until then, what we are doing here is not predicting the entire market, but what we are trying to understand is just reading the market. Okay, like what is done already based on what has happened in the market already. So based on what has happened in the market, we can see that it is both bank nifty and nifty are looking positive on a daily time frame. So quickly, let's turn on the volume and see. The volume is slightly closer to the previous day, but it's not overtaking, it's not higher than your previous day's volume. So that is one part where you should have some doubt. And let's quickly turn on our moving averages as well. So here you can see that there is some difference. Okay, now you can notice this difference. Okay, let me remove this trend line. Okay, so that you can see it clearly. Your 200 moving average is somewhere there below, but unlike bank nifty where you have seen a close above the moving average, here you haven't we haven't seen nifty getting closed above this moving average. So that is another point you should be little skeptical about nifty because of this as well. So it's not looking that strongly bullish here. When you try to switch on volume, there is some difference in the volume, and there is definitely uh, some caution from the moving average as well. So you should keep that in mind. Don't try to be too much aggressive with your position sizes. Okay, so all these are important if you are trading both in any time frame, 5 minute time frame, or even if you are a positional trader, you need to uh, check these things before you proceed further. So that's it about the nifty on our daily time frame. Let's quickly check how the weekly time frame price action is looking on a Nifty's chart. So I'm just removing. Okay, excuse me. I'm just removing all these lines that we have drawn. Okay, and we can have that area, support area, coming from that. So this is the line that drawn on daily time frame. But if you see the candle before last this candle, okay, this is a perfect reversal sign which is called as a shooting star. We also have a video about shooting star in our candlestick pattern series. Okay, so this is a very strong negative sign, and it has failed to cross this level. It has gone up and it has given us a close as a hammer can sorry, it's a shooting star candle. Shooting star is nothing but hammer which is in reverse. Okay, so this is called as a shooting star, which is a negative sign. After that, because of that, we have seen some downside momentum, but it has quickly taken support from this hammer. This is hammer right here. So based on that, we have drawn this zone. In fact, this drawn zone can be drawn like this, also covering this entire big portion. It has taken support from there, and it has also taken support from this trend line drawn tentatively from our daily price action of nifty. So even here we cannot say that it is extremely bullish. Okay, it's reasonably it got rejection, but we haven't seen a green candle. So this still is acting as a support, and this is still going to act as a resistance for the nifty on a weekly time frame. Hope you have understood the daily and weekly time frames. So let's now quickly shift our attention and see how the price action of the nifty on on the last Friday. So here we have seen uh, Bank Nifty, unlike Bank Nifty, where we have seen the Bank Nifty open there, taken support with some gap down, taken support at this trend line, but here it has opened beyond below this trend line, and it was a bullish engulfing pattern. But you are not supposed to take any trades in between this zone. Either you should take a trade there towards the bottom, or you should take a trade above this. See what happened after this breakout here. Okay, see, you can very clearly say that, okay, let me, for a time being, let me remove this. Okay, let this line was there, this line, this trend line was there, and also you know that this is going to act as support because of this swing reaction that that the Nifty has given us from the previous working day. And the moment you have seen a close beyond that, okay, we haven't seen any confirmation candle, but while retracing back here, you can see that this is a green candle there, which means that it has taken a support. And now this time, well, after you have seen a breakout, you can go with this, and look how beautiful this moment was. And if you are confusing about all that, it's simply, mm, mark this as a flag and look at the kind of momentum that it gave. Okay, after this a flag portion, it has given us a breakout towards the upper side. So now, just like Bank Nifty, even because here this momentum is too huge. Okay, this momentum is very wide. So any price action in between these two lines that we have drawn now should be very careful, because you might see a lot of whipsaws, lots of swings getting created in this zone. So I hope you have understood something about Bank Nifty and Nifty from this video. Uh, uh, and I understood. Okay, I know this video is pretty lengthy, but it's important to, if you are serious about stock markets and if you are serious about money, it's important to give this much of time to understand what's happening in the uh, instruments that you are following. In this case, it's Bank Nifty and Nifty. So hope you have understood something, and if there is anything, please let us know in the comment section. We'll try to get back to you as soon as possible, and see you in our next post market analysis video. Until then, if you haven't seen any of our candlestick pattern series, I highly recommend you to go and watch our candlestick pattern series from our playlist in our channel. And also, if you haven't subscribed to our channel, like, please consider hitting that subscribe button, so that you can see more meaningful content like this from the Indian stock markets. Thank you so much, and see you in our next video.